And it's Marilyn again. Videos or not, but I felt in the mood to say something else. It reminded me from somebody else. Anyway, sorry, Buggy again. But at least in real life, I usually talk myself out of anything social just because. Um, let's put it this way: when I was small, I got made fun of a lot, and teased a lot, and maybe even beaten. Let's just say, was an interesting childhood. I'll leave it at that. But not by my family, by schoolmates and stuff like that. People, classmates, whatever you want to call it. But so after a while, I don't know how long, but I just learned to avoid people. And like if you run into me in real life, and I'm in my male form, which usually I am, honestly, um, I probably won't talk to you. In fact, you'll probably wonder if I'm the same person. And the only way I usually talk to you is if you talk to me first. And basically just avoid people whatsoever. And I guess that's a bad thing in some ways. But, I just learned, whenever I'm around people, I'm going to get made fun of. And as a kid, you know, and, teased and, just basically unpleasant. So, I just learned to kind of be by myself and, you know, entertain myself like, probably, honestly, that's why I started writing is because, I didn't talk to people, well, except for online, which I still am, as you can tell. But, it's just odd because online I'm a little more of a social person. I know if I'd say I'm still perfect or anything like that, or, social butterfly or whatever term you want to use, but I'm a lot better than real life. So it's like someone was talking to me just a second ago and said, you really should go to Rocky Horror because, as I said in my other video, I like Rocky Horror and I've never seen it in the theater, which for most Rocky Horror fans is just, like, what? Yeah. But I just don't like being around people. You know, uh, like, going to Comic Con was just like, ooh. For one, I was in fem. For another two, I don't like social. Yeah, I'm amazed I did it, honestly. Probably good for me, but amazed. And, even like my transgendered meetings, I guess I should start going again, but I stopped going because, you know, part of it's probably my depression, but you just feel like you don't belong there, and, I don't know. And, the proverbial square peg in a round hole. And, I guess I need to be social. Even my mom says I need to be social. Thank you, Mom. But, it's just hard for me personally to overcome that, almost hatred, I'll be honest, of society in general and going out in society, I avoid it. I really highly avoid it usually. I make excuses. Oh, it costs money. Oh, this, that, whatever. But honestly, it's because I don't like it. I learned, at a very young age, that I'm a misfit, that, I'm a freak, that, people wouldn't accept me. So if people don't accept you, the alternative is just to avoid them as much as possible. I mean, that's an odd way of thinking, but it's how I began to be and at least to some extent, well, I still am. And I don't know. I guess for some, that's just unheard of. That they love being around people, and they love, doing whatever normal people do. But usually I'm here sitting at home, occasionally watching Bleach, writing my articles, listening to music, posting on online, on social media, playing games. Nothing intense right now, but like what's one name of them? Like Facebook games. Nothing fancy. But and the light's screwy today, isn't it? But for those that might say, hey, you ought to go to Rocky Horror, you ought to do this, or you ought to do X, Y, Z, out in public. Well, you probably ought to, honestly. It's just kind of a challenge for me. Like I say, I'm still amazed I went to Comic Con, because it's not me, to be honest. Maybe it's a little more Maryland, I don't know. If you're wondering, I kind of associate certain things to my female side and certain things to my male side. And at least in many ways, Maryland, or what I view as Maryland, was repressed for a long time and honestly hidden, kind of in the background, and kind of hard to talk about, honestly. But I learned to hide. I learned, man, try not to cry. Whew. Learned that it wasn't okay to be who I was, even before I started cross-dressing, a long time before that. I learned that it wasn't okay to be me, and so I still, maybe I don't know as well, it's hard to say, but I still have a hard time, socializing, I've basically avoided it at all costs. Yeah, at work, if somebody comes up like a customer, you try and, do what you're supposed to. Hello, oh, your propane tank's expired. That's common. Explain why it's expired, But other than that, I don't talk much. Although, according to my sister, I talk too much. She's a little shy. Okay, a lot shy. Anyway, but this is my social online. My mom asked me the other day what would happen if I didn't have a computer. It's like, I don't know. Because honestly, the only social I had before my computer was high school, and that was just rotten. I mean, nobody knew I was cross-dressing, in junior high or parts of high school, but it was not a pleasant experience. Put it that way. But just silly me crying a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to talk about sometimes. And a lot of hatred to society. It's like, you did this to me. I used to be a different person, once upon a time. Or at least I believe so. And then, society got its hands on me. And altered me, I guess, for a better lack of a term. Most likely forever. And I lost part of myself. Part that I may never find again. And I don't think most people can say that. Anyway, I should go to Rocky Horror. I don't have a Janet costume. I don't have anything really to wear. I'm sure my mom would tell me I was from Satan or some BS that just would annoy me. She says, I should be social, but, I can only be social to things that she approves of. Like my transgender meetings don't count because they're a bunch of weirdos like me. And I'm not trying to insult anyone that's transgender. I'm basically repeating what she said. Because, well, obviously, at least to me, I'm transgendered. So I'm not going to try and insult anyone else that is. It's hard enough as it is, believe it. Believe you me, at least speaking from my own perspective. Some people, say it's wrong or, a lot of things, I guess. But part of this whole cross-dressing process is, at least for me, trying to be who I am. And I learned a long time ago that, people may not like who you are. But, just because they don't like it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. This means they don't quite understand where you're coming from. I mean, I think it was an Ultraviolet, to quote a movie, but said, I come from a world you may not understand. And I know that's definitely true for me, It's not a world, quote unquote, but some of the things where, I grew up, some people are like, huh? What? But to me, it's like, that's just how it was. Sorry if you don't understand, but it's how it was. Probably how it is still to some degree. Like if I went to my hometown of Orofino, oh boy, I don't think you could pay me to cross-dress in that town. You'd probably get killed. And that's kind of, well, let's face it, it's intimidating. But unluckily for them, I've faced death a lot. And I'm sorry, but if you're going to kill me for being who I am, well, then kill me. Honestly. Do it. If you can't kill me, well, then go in peace, as I saw to one person. And they were probably just, stunned. Why'd you say go in peace? It's like, well, if you can't do it, I'm sure someone else will. And perhaps one of these days someone will kill me, but I wish him luck. Not much else has done it yet. Even me. But just a lot to think about, I guess, today. Maybe nobody wants to hear it or, wants to know. But I don't think I'm the only one that has problems, shall we say, with society in general. And I think society has a lot of flaws, honestly. And, we could all wish it was a better place. Yada yada, happy thoughts, but let's face it, things are how they are. And, you know, if you're not part of the problem, you're part of the solution. Maybe I'm part of the solution, huh? uh, who knows? But anyway, just a few thoughts, and you know, if any of you ever meet me in society, you'll probably be astonished on how different I am, and it's just how I am, and you'll kind of have to be a little forgiving of that. Like Erica, I know you want to meet me, you'll probably be like, "Are you the same person?" Just like, yes, but there's different aspects to me, I guess is a simple way to put it. Um, there have been for many years. Anyway, this is Marilyn thinking deeply and probably a little depressed. Saying bye for today.